Hello friends, I am Dr. Parthasarathy, Senior Consultant in Surgical Gastroenterology and Minimal Access Surgery at KIMS Hospital, Minister Road, Secunderabad. Today we will discuss about a very common problem which is faced by people, which is called as fistula in ano, or in common terms as fistula problem. So what is fistula in ano? By fistula we mean that there is an abnormal communication between the anal canal and the skin around the anus or the skin of the buttocks. So what happens is, when there is a gland inside the anus and it gets infected, the infected anal gland is filled with pus. So this pus sometimes, instead of bursting into the anus, can track on the other side and find a way for itself to discharge out, and that usually happens in the skin around the anus, and this is called as fistula in ano. Usually patients come with the complaint of there is a small swelling around the anus, which is usually painless, which is quiet, but once in 2 months or once in 3 months, this swelling enlarges in size, it ruptures, and some amount of pus or some watery fluid comes out of the swelling. The patient has this discharge for a few days or a week, then the swelling dries up and it becomes flat. The same story repeats every 6 months. So this is the usual history with which a fistula patient presents. Rarely this swelling can become very painful. When the pus collection is more, it can become an abscess, and that can cause symptoms like fever, extreme pain around the anal region, unable to even sit, and it can even land the patient in severe sepsis. There can be bloody discharge from the skin around the anus. These are the most common symptoms of fistula in ano. Usually when the patient comes to the doctor with these symptoms, the gastroenterologist or the surgeon does a physical examination, and during that it is usually very obvious that if there is a fistula present or not. To further confirm the diagnosis, we might need a test called a sigmoidoscopy, or a small endoscopy test, wherein a camera is passed into the anus and the entire anal canal and the rectum is seen in magnification. To understand the exact course of the fistula or the complexity of the problem, we usually do a test called an MR fistulogram. It's an MRI scan where the fistula tract, starting from inside the anus to outside the skin, what is the actual route taken by it, and what is the relation of the fistula tract to the muscles controlling the continence or the sphincter muscles, because many times the most important challenge when someone is treating a fistula is to safeguard the anal sphincter, because during the course of surgery to treat a fistula, one should not injure the anal sphincter. If the anal sphincter or the valve mechanism is injured, the patient might develop incontinence or leaking of motions or gas after the operation. So it's very important to know how is the fistula tract related to the anal sphincter, and that is very clearly shown in an MRI scan. Sometimes we also do a scan called an endo-anal ultrasound, where through the anus an ultrasound probe is passed and the fistula anatomy is delineated. So these tests are very important for surgical planning, meaning there are fistulas where they're usually cured in a single sitting. Very complex fistulas might need 2 or even 3 sittings of surgery to be completely cured. So what are the treatment options for fistula? So number 1, because the fistula discharges pus, many people think it's a normal infection and they keep taking antibiotics for a long time. There are people who come and say, I have been taking daily antibiotics for the last 3 months, even then the pus is not gone. Fistulas do not get cured with antibiotic treatment. Whenever there is an acute infection in the fistula tract, like an abscess, in those times a course of antibiotic is very important to clear the infection. But the fistula as such does not get cleared with medicines alone. You need a surgery wherein the entire fistula tract starting from the skin around the anus up to the connection into the anus is completely removed or destroyed. Only then the fistula can be cured. There are various options to cure this fistula. All of them are surgical options, but the amount of injury which the treatment causes decreases with various techniques. Like we have conventional fistula surgeries, then we have endoscopic fistula surgeries, then you have latest laser fistula treatments. The principle of all these treatments are same, but the amount of trauma which is caused in the fistula is different for each technique. Some fistulas are cured by a conventional fistula treatment, wherein there is a surgery done, the fistula tract is completely cut and removed and the area is sutured. With newer advances, majority of the fistulas nowadays are being treated with laser technique, where a laser fiber is passed into the fistula tract, and with the help of this laser energy, the fistula tract is destroyed. So as the laser fiber comes out, it keeps destroying the fistula tract, and thereby the tract collapses and the fistula is cured. Many times a hybrid technique is used, where one part of the fistula is treated by surgery and the more complex part of the tract is treated with laser. So with the advent of this newer technologies, the success rate of fistula treatment has gone up. The chance of fistula coming back after a surgery has come down, and most importantly, the time taken for the patient to recover, to get pain free and get back to his or her daily routine and office schedule is much faster. There are people who ask this question very commonly: is it because of some diet I got this fistula? What should I do so that my fistula doesn't come back again? One thing one has to understand is fistula is basically an infection of an anal gland. There are many glands in the body, like you have skin glands, you have oil glands on the face. Any of these glands, when they get blocked, can get infected. The fistula also is a similar problem. It is not proven that any particular sort of diet causes fistula to happen, or if a patient has fistula, he has to avoid eating certain types of food. There is no such advice. A high fiber, high residue diet is very good to keep constipation away, and that is the only dietary advice one needs when faced with a fistula problem.